Yeah.
Questions from the audience.
I have a question about the product, about your OTs, like people that what did they reach? Like what are their success? Can you tell something about that?
Oh, okay, yeah. Before I get into that, I just want to cover one more thing about
The tax on...
the bad PR on the website. Well, you know, there's just a lot of lies on it, and I just want to denage one of the lies that's in there about me. They said I never did the new aerodynamics for OT or new aerodynamics, and here's a certificate out of the Sacramento org that shows that I not only did the course, I did the graduate course, which is a CS course, and it's a CS course and a course that teaches you how to teach people how to do NED. So don't you know, whenever you see anything negative on the internet, you right away, it's a good assumption that it's from the Office of Special Affairs, the apparatus, the SS of the Miscavige's Sea Org.
So any other attacks, any other personal attacks by the church that you...
No, we haven't had any calls for a long time. They used to send, what do you call it?
An agent or something?
What do you call it? Investigators? You know, and we're going to investigate. Well, they investigated me. Every time I had a convention, they would send an investigator, and they would, like, investigate me. You know, criminal acts, anything.
Right.
Well, obviously, I'm quite clean because I didn't find nothing. You know, I'm happily married, I got 3 kids, I got a nice house, a new house I bought about 4 years ago. The website says that I'm poor and I'm sick, and I'm dying and all stuff like that. And you know, I got boats, RVs, you name it. I got all the adult toys you can. If you turn the camera, you'll see my 72-inch screen TV. I'm definitely
watch
not...
your Super Bowl on.
Yeah. As you see, I haven't missed a meal. So, all lies. Okay, so getting back to some of my products. We do have some celebrities or people on the lines, and I'm not going to mention their names because they wish not to be mentioned. Because I have been auditing for 40 years. I did audit CC, I did audit in Celebrity Center, and I also worked at Narconon, Hollywood Narconon. So anyway, these are some of my... So a lot of times people come to me and they say, you know, I have a manuscript in the closet, it's been there 5 years, or always wanted to write and produce a movie. These things actually happen to some of my clients. You know, one guy did a movie. This lady here finally wrote a book after doing some advanced levels. This is another guy who wrote a couple of books after being with us, and so we have good products. People go out and do a better life for themselves. Okay. Another question.
So it seems really something that if you what I'm trying to say is how can you get a group started? It seems kind of something along my line, my purpose. You know, are you going to get attacked? I heard, you know, years ago people got sued. You can't do this. What are, you know, legal things about it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you get going?
How do you get going?
I know. How did you get going? You know, like, yeah, give us some, you know.
Well, I got going because I was already trained.
Yeah.
You know, in the church.
Right.
And so I had to make a decision to either go sell real estate,
right,
get off my purpose, get into some false valence, or stay myself and stay on my purpose of what I came here on planet Earth, this lifetime, to do. Actually, I came about 100 years ago. I was invited to come and do what I'm doing. That it was time. The tech would be here, and this was all communicated to me between life. I ran this out in session. And so I know why I'm here, and I know where I'm going after I leave here. This is my last reincarnation on Earth, and so I have a mission to do, and I'm doing it, and I have been doing it. And if I get off that's not me. So I've been staying with it. And so how I got started is I made my decision to stay with it and continue to audit. Now, when I left being the mission holder, a lot of people left with me. Said they didn't like the way I was being treated. They didn't like the way what was going on. And we started investigating the church. So in the comment, they're investigating me. I started to realize that something was wrong, and I started to investigate them. Now, I did the investigatory course, the, what's it called, the Theta Eval course, the original ones, not the one watered down by RTC, the original one by LRH. And I did the, I'm also super literate, more cert, super literate, and I also did the Key Life course in the church, right? So, Key to Life, super literate, you're able to read, assimilate, understand quite fast and easily anything you read. I got that EP, and then I did investigatory. So I started to use this tech, reverse the flow on RTC and the church, and started to use the tech on them. Say, okay, let's do an investigation here. Who are these guys that say they are? This is what Hubbard wants. Who are these guys that are changing the tech? And so when I found out, I did my doubt formula, and I realized that these are not my friends. My friends are auditors. My friends are people who want to do and are doing the tech. Now these are friends that were still in the church and some were out. So when I left the church, I found there was a lot of people out. This is 1990. And so I just continued to audit, continued to get people up, and all of a sudden I had access to all the technology. Because who got out all the technology, who got out the OT3 stuff, the knots, were Sea Org members. Thank goodness. Bless their little hearts. They took the stuff and they took it to the field. So who got go back to keeping Scientology working, who's got the real tech? Some members of the field do. Not the church. What's number one on keeping Scientology working? Anybody know out there?
Have the tech.
The correct.
Yeah, have the correct tech.
Having the correct tech is number one on KSW. So I would so right away I had to find out, well, what is the correct tech? Well, to me, the correct tech is what gets you there. What gets you to the phenomena that you want on that gradation chart? What really gets you there? So we gathered the correct tech and got rid of the false tech. And so when I was called a couple of years later by Office of Special Affairs and said, Ray, would you get back into the church if we fix it? I said, oh, that's what you guys do. You fix things. You don't follow policy no more. I said, no, thank you. Why? I would have to get retrained on false tech. That's not where I'm at. So, no, I refused to do it. And I said, no thanks. And continued on my way.